I guess I need to intro the show. Welcome to the Officer Tatum Show. Everything is going crazy for them. It's going good for us. Donald Trump out here putting the smack down. I don't know if you guys saw this clip, but it's been going around the internet and it's been mega viral of Donald Trump pretty much saying that it's on. Daddy's home, it's on. And I don't know about some of you guys because nowadays the young people, they don't get whoopings no more. But I remember back in the day, and I remember when I turned 18, I was like, one of the things I'm most grateful for is that I don't get whoopings no more because they were horrifying. But it's kind of like Donald Trump's dad that came home and you were cutting up. They were in there cutting up. And daddy come home and your heart fall out your chest. And you in there with your friends cutting up and daddy come in there with a belt. Daddy, pull that belt out. I remember my dad did this to me. I didn't do them dishes like I was supposed to. And I had some friends over the house. He had the belt in his hand. He said, hey, my friend, one of my best friends' name was Nick. He said, Nick, y'all got to go home. And they knew I was finna get that beat down. So that's ours truly. Donald Trump has come out and said, y'all finna get a spanking. All this that y'all been doing, you finna get a spanking. And it's about that time. I want to show this shirt real quick. This is my favorite shirt, the victory shirt. Yeah, y'all better get y'all one. Better get you a hoodie. We'll talk about that here in a second. But I want to play the clip from Donald Trump of him going and putting out his statement. And it just makes me feel so good that these people are going to be held accountable. This is what we've been all waiting for. This is the America that we've been all waiting to live in. Tim, thanks so much for the super chat. I think we got the clip up ready to go. Donald Trump, take it away.
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all, and corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible. Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications. So many judges have seen so many applications that they know were wrong, or at least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption, and there are plenty of them. Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy. When possible, we will press criminal charges. Sixth, we will make every Inspector General's office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. Seventh, I will ask Congress to establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens or running disinformation campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign. Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp. Just as I moved the Bureau of Land Management to Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. Ninth, I will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with. And that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want to take jobs from these companies. Doesn't work that way. Such a public display cannot go on, and it's taking place all the time, like with Big Pharma. Finally, I will push a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you very much.
Greatest man to ever live, outside of biblical characters, biblical personnel. Donald Trump is one of the greatest men to ever live. This is what I dreamed of. This is what we all been hoping for. We were hoping that we finally get sanity back into the country, and the Abe Lincolns of the world will come back and restore the purpose of the United States of America. And the purpose is for the people, by the people. About time we get rid of these bureaucrats, these unelected bureaucrats, these people in the deep state that are running the government, lying to us and cheating us, hurting us with fake news and fake food. And all. We are going to get our country back. Isn't it amazing that we are alive when this is happening? We are going to look back. I don't know. We're going to be gone. But our grandchildren's grandchildren is going to look back thousands of years from now, if the planet is still alive and Jesus ain't came back. And we're going to look back and say, that was a point in history where America was reset to its proper position. And while Donald Trump is doing this, you can see these roaches crawling. It's like that light flash on the roaches running everywhere. I want to play the clip from Jack Smith because apparently Jack Smith is now abandoning his prosecutorial charges against Donald Trump. And I wonder why. And I'm going to tell you this, because if they continue to pursue these fake cases, these fake charges against a good man, he's now in power enough that he's going to investigate what they've been investigating. And if he finds that they're pursuing unlawful things against him or anybody else, they're going to pay the price. Roll the clip.
We have some news about special counsel Jack Smith, this man right here. Donald Trump said recently that he would fire Jack Smith, quote, within 2 seconds of taking office. Well, we found out that he may not have that opportunity. The reason is that the Department of Justice, where Jack Smith works, cannot prosecute a sitting president. Fox News is told that Jack Smith will be gone from his post as special counsel, meaning the cases will be gone before Trump takes the oath of office at noon on January 20th. This is the documents case, though that was dropped already by Judge Eileen Cannon back over the summer, and it's on appeal, but also this case for Trump's alleged efforts to try to overturn the 2020 election. So given the fact DOJ policy says you cannot prosecute a sitting president, expect Jack Smith's cases to be done. The last case, and I'll end on this, is that Atlanta case that deals with the 2020 elections. That's a local Georgia case. We've seen over the last year how that has played out with Fonnie Willis, Nathan Wade. That has many problems, many different delays. So the bottom line for my story to all of you right now, Donald Trump's legal problems have essentially all gone away since he won last night. Harris.
And I think that's what Donald Trump was looking for, was that they quit this meddling. And I'm going to tell you this. This is why the American people should be very confident and aware of what's really going on. Because Donald Trump, they knew that if he win, that all this would be for naught. They were not trying to put him in jail. They were trying to damage his reputation so that during the election, people would not vote for him because he's a convicted felon and all this old crazy stuff that they're doing. They knew what they were doing when they were doing it. And so I told y'all, especially if you're watching me and you saw me on campus and you were arguing with me about this, I told you he's not going to jail and they're not going to do anything about it because their only mission was to drag him through court, damage his name and reputation so nobody would vote for him. Because if they really had a real reason to put the man behind bars, they would have done it in 2022, 2023, but they waited to an election year in 2024 to bring all this stuff up. And now look at him. I told y'all he wasn't going to jail. Even if he lost, he wasn't going to go to jail. Because they didn't really have no real cases anyway. They would have drugged the man through court, prolonging the process and trying to run him dry. But now the Department of Justice can investigate. Was these people paid for George Soros prosecutors? Were they colluding with the White House to do these things? Was there anything in office that they were doing that was not kosher? Donald Trump can now go and federally investigate. And he can create a special counsel that'll do the work for him. The attorney general will do his job this time around. Now, with that being said, and you see what they're saying about dropping the cases, one of Trump's attorneys, I don't know if he's a former or current attorney, I gotta look into it, but he came on to Benny Johnson's show and he said the craziest thing that I ever heard. And at first, when I first heard it, I said, Brandon, don't be a snowflake. This is what needs to be said. This is what needs to be said. And Nick, you could probably take me. I don't know if you could take me out of the picture so people can see his face.
Okay, yeah, I could do that.
Just take me out, leave the clip up, and then we'll just play the clip so you guys can see it thoroughly. Thanks. So I want y'all to listen to what the attorney said on Benny Johnson's show, which I freaking love it. Call it for what it is. Forget these people. Forget that political correctness stuff. That stuff can go by the wayside. Roll the clip.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term, because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time, and we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights, and I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again.
We've been warning people on the show, Mike. This isn't the same Trump administration. Stop messing around. Don't rig elections. Don't illegally vote. Don't try the funny business, because we know the team this time and they are not effing around.
Shout out to Benny Johnson. I'll put your fat in the jail. I love this is how men supposed to be acting, in my opinion. Don't play games with us. You want to be fun, you want to play funny, but you go to jail. We'll put you in jail. This is how people supposed to be talking. Now, as a Christian, I wouldn't use those terms, but I'm saying the same thing without saying what he's saying. But you're gonna go to jail playing around. You're gonna go to jail messing around. Let's see. Shout out to Yellow with the super chat. This isn't Built Back Better. This is demolishing and restoration. 1,000%. You keep playing around, we're going to put you in jail. We should have been saying that from the beginning. Donald Trump had his first time. He was getting his feet wet, now his feet soaked. He's fully baptized now. Donald Trump is going to go out and do the job, and he's going to put people in place that are willing to act on behalf of the American people. Forget that political correctness stuff. They done messed around and poked it. This is one thing my dad said when he was he's telling me this story when he was a new firefighter, probably 40 years ago now. When my dad was a new firefighter and people were discriminated against him, there's some people that had some racial animosity against my dad, and he said, you better watch the way you treat me, because you'll be working for me one day. My dad didn't want to complain. He didn't go to HR. My dad didn't do none of that. He said, hey, look, you better watch how you treat me. You better treat me right. Treat me fair. Because one day you'll be working for me. And you know what? They were working for him. And my dad didn't even retaliate. But in there, they had to live with that pit in their stomach, knowing that if you treated him wrong, now he's the chief. Well, you better act right. You're going to be up out of there. All right, let's continue to have some fun with these liberals melting down the View. I was waiting on this to happen, but they didn't give it to me the first time around. Sonny Hostin didn't give it to me the first time around. She kind of held back. They wrote her a script so she can be half dumb. Now she gone full R word. And y'all know what word I'm talking about. Let's roll the clip of Sonny Hostin just losing her salvation if she ever had some. Roll the clip.
Disagree.
All right.
I think that I'd like to reframe the conversation. I think Bernie Sanders is wrong. I think the more relevant question actually is what is wrong with America? I think what is wrong with our country that the Republican Party would choose as a candidate and support a candidate who is an insurrectionist, who is an election denier, who is someone who was twice impeached, 34-time convicted felon, someone who has been accused of alleged sexual misconduct by 26 women, found liable for sexual abuse. What is wrong with this country that they would choose a message of divisiveness, of xenophobia, of racism, of misogyny, over a message of inclusiveness, a message for the people, by the people, of the people. That's what the problem is. It's the Republican Party.
But can I
what's wrong with
say
America?
something before we can do a second? The
Hold on a second,
Democrats.
before Dodo get on there. I don't think they learned anything. Do you? I don't think they've learned anything. Ma'am, one of two things happened. The American people realized that it was all bogus, or the American people don't give a flying flip. Because I don't care what people accusing you of doing if I can't feed my kids. Now, I'm not in that position, but I'm saying a lot of Americans are saying that they're in that position where they can't feed their kids. They're struggling with rent. I mean, I'm being honest. Me and my COO was having this conversation earlier about how people are struggling nowadays. You know, there's a few people, and I don't want to disclose, I ain't say no names or stuff, but there's a few people that work for me that got 2 jobs, and they're not making nowhere near minimum wage. Not even near. And so times must be difficult. Now, I have a plan to, we take care of our people. But I mean, either they need to get their budget together or times are rough for people. I remember back in the day, I was making $7 an hour working at Verizon Wireless Premium Retailer, which wasn't even a real Verizon store. They were making $14 an hour. I was making $7. We never made bonus because we didn't sell enough. And I wasn't going to sell your grandma an iPhone to make a budget. Wasn't doing it. And now people are struggling. So, ma'am, do you want a person who gonna screw you over and you're gonna be running out of money while they doing everything they can for the illegals? Our country is going to crap. Crime is out of control, but they nice to you. Or you want somebody that probably got a little dirt under their boots, probably said a few things that should have never been public. Maybe they looking a woman up and down. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Because I'd rather for the economy to be good, for America to be safe, and for us to prosper as a nation, because you only got 4 years. I'm not hiring you to be a babysitter. You're not my nanny. I'm not hiring you as a bishop of the church where you're baptizing people in Jesus' name. They ain't got nothing to do with me. And especially if you ain't done it while you the president. If somebody had a videotape of me before I got saved. Y'all talking about Donald Trump and talking about on that bus. I was broke and I said stuff worse than he did. I could do all the stuff he could do. I was broke. We were talking nasty. Pictures and everything. Girl showing a thing to him. He showed everybody. Dang, I didn't know she had it like that. Dang, showed everybody looking at it. What you talking about? We already know who on the list. You're like, oh, bro, I thought she was a good girl. She doing all that. Ugh. You think we wasn't talking like that in the locker room? It wasn't right. When I got saved, I was done with it. But stop playing games. Some of y'all, if you were honest, that's how your daddy had you. Your mama wasn't as nice as you thought she was. She was getting around. Your mama hit the block a couple times. Your daddy didn't even know if you were his at first. Don't play no games. Quit acting like y'all been saved your whole life. All right. Got a super chat real quick. I want to get to it, and then we're gonna let Dummy McDumdum have her statement. Somebody said, AGC said, thank you, Officer Tatum, for the long journey we the people have been on with you. I love your site. I love that you give facts. Keep up the good work. My son loves your merch. I appreciate it. There's somebody else that gave one. They said, okay, Hunter said, Mr. Tatum, just a few questions here. Do you think the house market will come back to 2018 and improve past that? And do you think that the left will stay trying to harm Trump. Love your show. I appreciate it, Hunter. I think that we're going to see the best economic success over time. We're going to see wages outpace inflation, and we're going to have our country back. And people are going to start manufacturing here in America, or they're going to get tariffed, and we're going to bring revenue back to the country. I'm hoping that Donald Trump keeps his promise about people not paying taxes on their overtime and all of the above. Because I just have a feeling if there's no tax on overtime, then a whole bunch of people working for me going to get a whole bunch of overtime. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's get to the rest of what this woman has to say. Roll the clip.
So the ones, they are the party that cares for the blue collar voter. The Democrats are the ones who put in Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, union protection,
ACA,
unemployment insurance, and Obamacare. The Republican Party doesn't give a rat's patootie about it.
Well, clearly they didn't convince the voters.
So all I can deduce is that it's the messaging. It didn't get through to people. They're not paying attention. That's all.
Yeah,
because the Democrats have always been for the working people.
Exactly. And the Republicans don't care.
I think the message of the Democrats sounded elitist. You don't have value in the society.
They
if you don't
sounded
have a college
that way,
degree.
but when you look at the proof,
yeah,
they weren't.
but Joy, it's condescending. It's condescending. There is a
condescending.
The way that the left speaks to its voters. It really is
a message of joy and inclusiveness.
No, the message of not being educated, being dumb, and what's wrong with America.
Who said that?
Sonny just did.
What is wrong with America?
My point here is that
that's not what Kamala Harris said.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
My point is, I don't blame Joe Biden. I don't blame Kamala Harris. Go back as far as you want. I blame a messaging within the Democratic Party.
You don't blame the Republican Party
Can I just finish my point, please? I obviously have a problem. Anyone has a problem with Donald Trump. The bigger question should be, yes, Sonny, why did they vote for him?
Yes.
In sweeping.
So they need to be introspective.
No, we need to be introspective. If we voted for Kamala Harris, we need to say what didn't resonate with the voters. Do you know what didn't resonate with the voters? When they were saying we don't feel safe, and the left focused on defund the police and bail reform.
Yeah.
When they said they were worrying about. Can I just finish? Let me just finish real quickly. When they were focused on
It's only an hour show, ladies.
Joy, when they were focused on renaming schools, there were people saying, hey, students are destroying colleges. I paid for that. I sent them there. They can't learn. And everyone apologized for it and didn't want to attend to it. They also denied the border was a crisis and kept saying, no, it's fine. This is not a...
There was a border bill, though. There was a border bill.
Yes, but Joy, my point is they screamed. They didn't vote for him because he's a racist or a misogynist. They voted because they needed help in their everyday lives.
But Sarah,
the majority of this country, because every stat coming out on the people willing to self-reflect are showing these.
Oh, wait, they're going to say I'm a racist and a misogynist in the exit poll?
You really think 74 million people are racist? Every racist and misogynist voted for Donald Trump. Not everyone that voted for Donald Trump was a racist and misogynist.
I agree with that.
Everyone swept. They swept every category, and the reason they did is to say, hey, guys, no excuses this time.
Yeah. Look,
they lost everything.
There's still
a country that allows its environment to be ravaged, its children to be shot. It's
I want to let Lukey and Dookie have they say in this, but homegirl in the blue kind of waking up. We've been saying this for 4 years. The elitist approach to shaming the American people. They're still out. Sonny hosting, if she was the only one in the show, they still shaming voters. They're dumb. They're uneducated white folks. Keep on doing that. You're going to keep losing. And the lady in the blue, they should let her talk. Well, I wanted her to not talk because I don't want them to ever win again. But they should listen to her because she's on to something. Nobody want to, he's Hitler. You keep saying that. And they're expecting him to do some gulag stuff. And when he don't, they like, well, wait a minute, bro. And she says some interesting stuff, too. The cities are burning. And they go, defund the police. The racist white cop. We need to rethink policing in America. And they loot these stores. You go to California and places where it used to be safe, people get mugged at the store. It's a dude that I know. His homeboy got shot the night before, and his girlfriend got robbed for a whole car the next day in Orange County. But the police are the problem. Keep saying that. It's because of what's wrong with America. No, the Democrat Party got swept. With all that they did against Trump, y'all got swept, bro. Y'all need to think about it. I hope y'all never think about it because you'll never win again. It's always somebody else's problem. Internal locus of control versus external locus of control. The difference between conservatives and liberals. The conservatives are saying, it's on us, it's American people, we got to do this. The liberals are, everybody else's fault. I don't blame Kamala. Kamala was terrible. What you mean you don't blame Kamala? She couldn't answer a question on the campaign trail. She did not articulate a vision whatsoever for the American people. That's why they didn't vote for her. She could have. They spent almost $1 billion. Every celebrity on planet Earth said, go for Kamala. Black people, black and brown, let's rise up. We can't wait to see Donald Trump lose his position again. We're going to laugh at them hillbillies. And now look at you on the show crying. Ain't nobody watching this because y'all told him Donald Trump don't have a chance to win. He a 45-time convicted felon. He a convicted fella. Now y'all here crying. Oh, Wolverine, thanks so much for the $50 super chat. How soon do you think that they will try to impeach him again? Will they just let him be president? Well, they don't have no choice because we have the House and Senate. I think we're pretty much going to get the House. If we don't this time, we'll get it next time. They don't have enough people to impeach. If they impeach in the House, they will not remove in the Senate. The same thing that happened last time. They did all the impeach, and did nothing. I hope that they keep pushing this thing. I'm going to tell you, I talked to a person that is close to me that I love yesterday, and I'm like, I don't get it how people don't see the writing on the wall with Donald Trump. I listen to what Donald Trump say. I'm critical of Donald Trump. And I have never seen Donald Trump say something racist. Donald Trump has never said anything bad. They always take what he say out of context. And then they flip-flop it and twist it. But the American people are sick of that. We get it now. Light switch went off, probably because Elon Musk bought Twitter. And now he bought Twitter and people got access to real information and not just the mainstream media. We'll get to some more clips, but I got to answer this super chat. Long this. Thank you for the $100 super chat. And shout out my boy Levester just made my intro song. Appreciate you, Levester. When I was young, the Democrats were built on blue-collar workers. The changes mentioned were in Tip O'Neill's times and before. Now the working class is called uneducated, racist, sexist by the left. 1,000%. This is what they were saying. The lady in the blue was catching it. You got to quit insulting people like they're stupid. You pushing them away. Oh, you too stupid to know better than that. We know better. Let us do what we need to do for you. And people are like, now, sis, we got this. We got this. Nick, what's the discount code? POTUS 30%. Yeah. POTUS 30%, get you some merch right now. We don't need to put a website up, but POTUS 30%, get the website right now. Get you some of this victory merch. We may put a website up later. I don't want to waste too much time. I only want the people that are interested to get the merch. If you're not, don't worry about it. We got it tagged in the comment section. So if somehow you forget, because I want you to pay attention to this video, you can always go and get it later. And also just a little promotion here. Synergy website is now up. It's my energy drink, sleep drink company. We also have testosterone pills that we're going to have in. We did all the lab studies on this stuff. We got it all figured out. And you can go and hit notify and made available. If you're interested in the supplements, we'll put the link there as well. All right, let's get to some more news. Nick, we got a couple more clips that we want to show you guys. I got about 30, 40 more minutes because we finna go to the rodeo. Me and the wifey and our friends going to go to the rodeo. So I got a couple more clips that I'm going to put out there. I think Jennings is his name. This dude be cooking. Somebody get him a Chef Boyardee hat and an apron because he be cooking. Get him some grilling tools. Give him that smoker. Let the meat get room temperature. Put that seasoning on it and put that thing on the smoker and then sear it. Or you can sear it and then smoke it. Somebody get this man some supplies. Roll the clip.
You look at the arc of the Biden presidency. He was in really good shape until August of 2021. When Afghanistan happened, he went under 40. She went under 40, and they really lived there until the end of the presidency. He's still there.
Why? I'll tell you why.
Because he ran and told us that the adults were back in charge, and that was the opposite.
Yeah, they
of
were
that.
because Donald Trump was a child.
And you know what else?
Yeah.
And you know what else?
The
fact that they wouldn't give these 13 service members' families the time of
bullshit,
day.
Dude.
The time of day.
I'm sorry, but Donald Trump hates veterans. He called them suckers and losers. He did. He absolutely.
That was never verified that he did it. One idiot that hated Donald Trump said he did it, and there was 5 or 10 other people that verified that it never happened. They never heard that. They still running with this foolery. And it's free reign now, baby. I'm going to have a conversation with Trump about how to make this media thing happen. People will never listen to the mainstream media ever again because people like myself and others will be able to disseminate the truth that you can, verifiable truth that you can trust. They still talk about suckers and losers. Donald Trump never said that. It's not consistent with nothing that Donald Trump has ever done in his life, nothing that Donald Trump ever done as president. All he did was support the families that lost their loved ones in that situation that they're talking about in Afghanistan. Donald Trump is the only one that showed up. He gave them a proper burial. Donald Trump talked to their family. Their families came on television and said that Donald Trump is a good man and they endorsed him. But he hates the military. What? All right, they keep saying that. That's why y'all keep losing. Roll the clip.
Absolutely, despite he has his whole life. He has his entire life.
I know you're super emotional. I just.
Of course I am. I'm terrified.
I'm telling you, the political reality is that when they made that decision.
It doesn't matter, but you don't admit
when
to
they
me
made
that
that
Donald Trump
decision.
hates veterans. You don't admit it. You deny a man, Chief John Kelly, a Marine. You deny. You say he lied.
You're still campaigning.
You say
It's
he
over,
lied.
brother.
It's not over. It'll never be over.
I want to hear what Cole
It'll never be over. You wish.
The political reality is when they made that decision and everyone realized, oh my gosh, these aren't the competent adults that we were promised.
Donald Trump is.
And then when you pile on top of it the decisions that made inflation worse, it was a compounding interest of political crap over time that they could never get out of. And that's how she lost the race.
There was a bipartisan consensus to get out of Afghanistan. That wasn't the point. It was the way it was
Trump's
done.
decision to get out.
Hold on. It was the implementation. It was the fact that they took out our soldiers first instead of last, which is you would think would be common sense. And again, it's like you said, we thought the adults were in the room. That's why people voted for Biden. A return to normalcy, a return to competence. He's a lifelong public servant. We thought we're going to get normal, we're going to get competent. And that's what
we did. And if the veterans community,
Afghanistan doesn't signal that.
The wars in Afghanistan, the war in Iraq, the Republican policies that led to those wars, the idea that Joe Biden made the final difficult decision, and his administration and his military leaders. I mean, you guys live on the tippy top of bullshit mountain. If you actually think that so many people think that the pullout of Afghanistan was the pivot point, are you kidding me?
I mean, I can read a chart and I can read a poll. I guess you can't. But the reality is when he made that decision.
Your petty insults are so weak, dude. You have no idea. Like, I don't even understand if you hear yourself talk.
Hold on. He just insulted them and said they live on the tip top of bullcrap mountain. And then when he hit him back, he want to cry. Donald Trump, like they don't. I'm glad that they don't want to listen. They're in denial phase. If you're telling me when they pulled out of Afghanistan and the military equipment is still there, American soldiers died, Americans were still there. You got refugees and people trying to escape falling off the aircraft and hitting the ground. Some of them getting trapped in the wheelbase. And we watched them parade with our military equipment. They had a parade. They driving with the tank. They flying the helicopters, everything. You think that made sense? People like, what the military personnel like, what are they doing? But they are saying, that didn't have nothing to do with what everybody did. They didn't even care. Well, why did they lose then? Why did they lose? I told people this on campus. I said, they were bringing all this stuff about the success of the Biden administration. I said, if that was true, Donald Trump wouldn't have a chance in this election. If Donald Trump's economy was that bad, he lost all those jobs, he was a dictator, and he's a threat to democracy and all this other stuff, and he got charged and indicted 100,000 times, if all of those things were actually true, and the economy was good and people felt that way because their pocketbooks were doing well, they had jobs and opportunities, Donald Trump wouldn't have a chance. But the truth of the matter is none of that is true. People know what the bank account look like. People got to go to the grocery store every day, struggling. And they trying to pass it off as we just misogynist and racist. Come on, man. Hillary Clinton would have had a better chance at running again than Kamala Harris had. I put my check on it. Let me get a super chat real quick, and then we're going to bring it back to the clip. Megan, I'm sorry. Somebody I know named Megan. Megan, thanks so much for the super chat. Officer Tatum, AZ girl, and GCU alumni here. Love your show. Amazing content always. I follow your wife too, and you both speak the truth. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much. And one day I will be a GSU alumni. I'm halfway through my master's, and after being an entrepreneur, I was like, I don't need no master's degree. But I'm going to probably go back and finish because I started it at some point. All right, let's finish the clip.
Look, you can laugh all you want, but like I can't read a chart. Like it's just so hacky. It's so uninteresting.
Look, the reason that we brought this up is
because
that was from a Democratic.
Terrible. Somebody get the veneer king or something to fix his teeth. Y'all better stop getting these veneers that look like you got a mouthpiece in. Can y'all not get somebody to shave that down a little bit and make it look real? Why would you have veneers with your teeth the same shape all the way across and pearly white? Some of y'all look like you got dentures in your mouth. Get your veneers straight before you get on TV, start talking crazy to somebody. All right, what's the next clip we got?
This girl delivers a hard truth to CNN.
Oh, yeah, CNN get another reality check. Thank y'all for the super chats, by the way, for everybody that's watching. I really appreciate it. If I didn't get to it, I love you anyway. I can't get to everybody, but I really appreciate the super chat and the insight that you guys are putting out there. And I think the super chats pop up for everybody in the chat to see, so people do see your comment on here. And if I missed you, I love you anyway, just so you know that. All right. Oh yeah, the lady in the middle finna give a whooping sandwich. Roll the clip.
No, I'm going to speak some hard truths to my friends in the Democratic Party. This is not Joe Biden's fault. It's not Kamala Harris's fault. It's not Barack Obama's fault. It is the fault of the Democratic Party in not knowing how to communicate effectively.
Hold on, I disagree with her. It is their faults because their leadership and them running the country, they're at fault. People saw how bad they were. They were terrible. They lied to us. They were deceptive. And it's funny because now we should get that Charlamagne clip, because now they won't even call Trump a threat to democracy when all they did during the campaign season was doing that. So I disagree with her on that. Y'all need to quit saying that. It's not Kamala Harris. It is her fault. It's Joe Biden's fault. Obama came out and tried to chastise black men. That's his fault. And all these other people out here just lying and deceiving people. Joe Biden is the man, and he drops out. Kamala is the woman. Like, y'all lying to us and tricking us and stuff, and we see it now. Roll the clip.
Voters, we are not the party of common sense, which is what the message that voters sent to us. For a number of reasons. We don't know how to speak to voters. When we address Latino, and language has meaning. When we address Latino voters as Latinx, for instance, because that's the politically correct thing to do. It makes them think that we don't even live on the same planet as they do. When we are too afraid to say that, hey, college kids, if you're trashing a campus at Columbia University because you're unhappy about some sort of policy and you're taking over a university, and you're trashing it and preventing other students from learning, that is unacceptable. But we're so worried about alienating one or another cohort in our coalition that we don't know what to say when normal people look at that and say, wait a second, I send my kids to college so they can learn, not so that they can burn buildings and trash lawns, right? And so on and so forth. When we put pronouns after names and say she, her, as opposed to saying, you know what, if I call you by the wrong pronoun, call me out, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. But stop with the virtue signaling and just speak to people like they're normal. There's nothing I'm going to say to Shermichael that I'm not going to say to you, that I'm not going to say to somebody else. I speak the same language to everybody. But that's not what Democrats do. We constantly try to parse out different ways of speaking to different cohorts because our focus groups or our polling shows that so-and-so appeals to such and such. That's not how normal people think. It's not common sense. And we need to start being the party of common sense again. Joe Biden is not responsible for that. Neither is Kamala Harris. It is a problem that Democrats have had for years. I've been banging the drum on this for, I don't know how, probably 10 years, if not longer on this. we need to get back to being the party of common sense, that people look at us and say, we understand you, we appreciate what you say because you speak our language. And until we do that, we should stop blaming other people for our own mistakes.
I hate she said it, because if they use their tactics, they may have a better chance next time. But it's true. This is stuff that we've been saying forever, like Latinx. And like the average person is like, what are y'all doing? Drag Queen Story Hour and all that. It's like the average person is like, that don't look right. Kids getting puberty blockers and all that transition surgeries and stuff. You're like, the average person's like, come on, man. Kids peeing in the bed still. What do you mean they can make a decision that serious, that irreversible? When did y'all let kids make irreversible decisions? Never. In the history of the world do we let little preteens make no kids, even teenagers, can make life-altering decisions for themselves. You know what, Dad? I think I'm like my kid. You know, we teach him the difference between boy and girl. We teach him that because that's what's right. We don't let him live this ambiguous life not knowing if he's like mommy or daddy. It's like, no. When we change a diaper, you see that thing right there? That came from me, boy. I gave it to you. You're welcome. And when you look at your mama, he go, Mommy has boobies. You know what I mean? He understand boobies and stuff, and he think it's funny, which, I hope he grew up like that. I'd rather him grow up with boobies instead of looking at a man. But we teach him. He acknowledges it. It's factual, and that's what parents should do. You don't let your kid be out there confused. That's crazy to me that people let their kids do that. Oh, little Johnny think he's a girl today. It's like, wait. Johnny ain't processed that. Can you help your son? Do you let little Johnny just hang out there like that? Is that what we doing today? What happened to you directing your child in the path in which they should go? What are you doing? You know, it's funny because you can do drag story hour, but you can't do strip club hour. You can let a man put a thong on and some nets and bounce it in front of your kids because they're a drag queen. That's totally fine. But if Shanae get up there and make it clap in front of your kid's face, everybody be going to jail. They'd be demonized that you had women at the strip club in front of little kids at a elementary school. Drag queen is almost the same thing. They got their breasts out, and they fake. These all made up stuff. Real women can't do that in front of kids. What are y'all doing? That's why y'all lost. Let me get the super chat real quick. Wolverine, I think, gave another super chat. Thank you for the $50 super chat. Why Democrats always think it's a good idea to tax businesses and the rich to help the poor and working class, when all that does is have businesses have raised prices and or fire people to cover those increased costs. I can explain that just real quick, and then we're going to go to some more clips. We have Charlamagne here in a second. I don't know what they're lying to you, right? What they do is they claim this to get the poor people and the people in the middle class to vote for them. They know that they know the residual effect of raising taxes on people who have businesses, because although they think that the CEO can just all of a sudden take a $2 million pay cut, that's not going to happen. You hire a man and you contract this man to make this much money over the next 10 years because you understand what your business growth is. You need him to run the company because he's going to bring you tenfold of money. You can't have a contract with somebody who's the CEO of the company that's supposed to bring you $6 trillion extra dollars into the budget, which is not, that's way much. 6 million, just say 60 million, maybe 100 million more into the budget or revenue. And then you say, oh, I'm sorry, because people are poor, we're going to have to cut you 70% of your revenue. That's not going to happen. You don't do businesses like that. What you do is you incentivize businesses to do their people right, and you give them a tax credit. And for instance, if the government told me, and I got a business, I think we got about 16, 18 employees, some of them temporary temp people, but if I got a 30% tax, let's say 15% tax cut, that means I don't have to pay that much in taxes. That's a tax cut. I have more money in the business account. And in the end of the year, I don't have to stress out about giving people raises and bonuses and stuff like that because I got extra money to do that. And I love to do that for the people that work for me because they work harder and they do better and we make more. I'm not going to say that, oh, I got extra money in my pocket. No businessman with any business acumen will say, I'm just going to put more money in my pocket and buy a Lambo because I pay less taxes. That's not how business works. That's not how you grow business. Anybody with common sense knows that that's the case. Anybody that runs a business know that. If you're going to be in business, you got to be business savvy. You got to invest in your people. You got to invest in technology and innovation. Those things, investments come with not paying the government so much doggone money. And they know that it's never going to happen. Because if you put that on me in 1 year, where you say, we raising corporate tax by 20%. Oh, shoot, I'm now in fear mode because I can't manage the company just to operate in 1 year. We got to have a company that can operate for decades. And so you hit me with a thing like that, I got to raise prices. I got to do something because I got people to feed. And I already got a lifestyle that I have to live. I got a house. I got other stuff. I got private school. I can't just take a cut and lose everything. So I'm going to raise the prices to compensate until we can get back on track. Every businessman know this, unless you stupid and you're going to go out of business. But trust me, y'all, they know it, and they just want to trick you into voting for them. Because it ain't no way in the world that they've been in power 16 of the last 12, they've been in power 12 of the last 16 years, and they still saying they're going to make the rich pay their fair share. Why y'all ain't do it all in 12 years already? Oh, because it ain't real. That's why. All right, I got 2 more super chats, and then we're going to get to the Charlamagne clip. Sean, thanks so much for the super chat. Take your laptop, Officer Tatum. You're part of this too, my man. What he say? Take your lap. Oh, take your lap. I said laptop. Lord Jesus. Take your lap, Officer Tatum. You're part of this too, my man. You kept me heavily informed and entertained. What a ride. God bless America. I love that, man. I love that. I don't need to take a lap because we ain't done yet, baby. But I do receive the efforts that we put in to try to keep you informed and entertained. Because I could just read the news to you. But no, I got to keep the energy up. All right. Let's see. Tupi Bash. I could be reading that wrong. I got a public school education. I just want you to know. I admire you so much. Not in a creepy stalker way. I'm 70. I thank God for you. You are a blessing in my life. Thank you, sir. God bless you. I wish I can see you and give you a hug. And not because you donated $200, but because I love the fact that I'm able to impact somebody else's life. That means more to me than anything else on planet Earth. The reason I do this is because it's making a difference. And of course, God has blessed me in the process, but I do it to make a difference because I was doing it when I wasn't making a dollar. I didn't even know you can make money on Facebook Live. People were making money on me, but I was just doing it because I loved it. All right. And so God bless you when you bless other people. Let's play that Charlamagne clip because this is how y'all got hoodwinked. I hope y'all learned y'all lesson. Charlamagne haven't learned his lesson, but I hope that other black folks watching this wake up. The Democrats messed up for a long time because when Donald Trump get in the office, we already got Putin trying to talk to Trump, Zelensky trying to talk to Trump, Hamas want to end the war. Like people, daddy's home. People getting right. They gonna act right. They putting the dishes away. They trying to clean up, trying to fold the clothes up. They trying to get everything neat. Your daddy coming home. We all gonna get a whooping. That's what world leaders are thinking when Donald Trump get in office because he ain't messing with y'all. Charlamagne roll the clip.
We'll say this. I'm glad everybody's having a sense of optimism because the reality is we have no choice because we're here now. Donald J. Trump is going to be the 47th president of the United States of America, like it or not. And we all hope for the best for this country. That's all we can do. But don't y'all find it strange that now that he's won, they're not calling him a threat to democracy? They're not calling him a fascist. I mean, damn, Monday.
They're not calling him anything.
They can't. On Monday, they was just calling him that. I would think that, if you really believe that, then somebody's speech would be about how America effed up and how things are about to be really bad.
Leaving that man
He's
alone.
the most powerful man in the world now.
Well, it just makes you wonder how much of it did they really believe or how much of it was just politics.
Now Morgan, also, I know.
Yeah. Charlamagne, the fraud. Yeah. We know what they doing. You just now figuring it out? He's a threat to democracy. Put your thinking cap on, bro. Put your thinking cap on. You know he ain't a threat to the man was the president already. Presidential immunity, all this other stuff they claim he got. He didn't have that. The Supreme Court just ruled and gave clarity that this is how you articulate the powers that the president has. And that goes for Joe Biden and any other president, not just Trump. So he already had the power that y'all claim he had. He was already the president. He wasn't a dictator on day one. He didn't a threat to democracy. He didn't want to. He did concede. That's why Biden was in there. Nobody had to throw him out of there. He left. He left. He was out of there, and he came back with the strong arm. And then they want to cry a river. Cry me a river. All right. I think we got some more clips, but I want to get a couple super chats real quick. No, I don't. No, I read them all. Cool. Thank y'all. We got one more clip. Oh, we got one more. Jerome, thanks so much for the super chat. Salute to you and others like Anton, ABL, Black Assertive Perspective, the Angry Man. I just started following the Angry Man. Man, I love his stuff, bro. He's smoking a cigar. He be tripping me out. The Angry Man and many others for waking brothers up and thinking for themselves. You guys made this happen. Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, all glory be to God. And I love all those guys. Anton is good. ABL is one of my favorites. Black Assertive Perspective, up and coming superstar. I've talked to him before. All these guys, man. Except Anton, I used to have all these guys on my podcast when we did a little show. We probably need to bring that show back because I love featuring up and coming people and letting everybody know that you can follow more people than just me because there's enough room for all of us. And everybody has a different perspective. ABL is different than me. They cover different stuff. You know, so I love it, man. And I think that hopefully we are empowering other people to be confident and wake up and do the right things. We got one more clip, don't we? I'm going to play this last clip, and then I got to get to the rodeo. And if you guys really enjoy the live stream portion, because we do the live stream, and then if you missed the live stream or didn't want to watch the whole thing, we'll cut some clips up so you can see them individually. But if y'all enjoyed it, make sure you comment and indicate that you enjoyed it. Put some times in there that you think we should start because we've been kind of testing a few time slots to see which one is better. We don't want to overlap Candace. We don't want to, do it while Candace. So we want you to be able to watch other people that are on and then just go from show to show instead of trying to compete with other shows. We don't want to do that. We want, if you love Candace, we want to watch the whole show and then come to mine and then go to other people's shows and so on and so forth. But we felt like we had to just pull the trigger on this and not just wait forever to do it because it's easier for me to do a podcast style thing. And I could talk for 3 hours, to be honest. I just got to leave here in a minute or my wife is going to put me on a tombstone. Okay, and thank y'all for the super chats. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. We got one more clip. Roll it.
Why didn't this work? We're still unpacking what exactly happened.
Some of this is pure racism and misogyny.
White supremacist ideology.
Uneducated white women.
Nostalgia for a past that didn't exist.
The headwinds of the economy.
Misinformation.
The patriarchy.
The American people have given up on democracy.
Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
How much of this is just old-fashioned sexism? How much of this is just old-fashioned misogyny?
It's misogyny from Hispanic men. It's misogyny from black men.
Not enough people in this country yet believe in the full equality of women.
Among Hispanic men and black men, there's a lot of misogyny.
Might be race issues.
Black voters came through for Kamala Harris. White women voters did not.
A lot of Hispanic voters have problems with black candidates.
I don't put sexism and racism past the United States. I think that for some people that was a factor.
The short answer is the sexism, the misogyny, the racism that is so unquantifiable.
Anyone who has experienced or been in the United States for any period of time cannot have believed that it would be easy to elect a woman president, let alone a woman of color.
Who are we as a country? And we're starting to find out. And from what I'm seeing right now, I'm not sure I like it.
Can you say that with a little more bass in your voice? I'm not sure I like it. Come on, man. Get your stuff together. First and foremost, we won. I hope they keep saying this stuff. It ain't because Mexicans don't like women. If you look at them babies, Mexicans love women. All right, it's a joke, kind of. Mexicans don't dislike women or hate women. I mean, y'all got to stop. We'll keep doing it because y'all going to keep losing. But it ain't about that. It ain't about misogyny. Like, for instance, I believe that men should run the country. That's not misogynistic. That's biblical. Men are the head of the household. If you're the head of the household, how your woman the head of you? You're the head of the household. I think God called men to lead. That's why Moses did what Moses did. I mean, God could have called women to do everything. Jesus could have been a woman, couldn't he? No, but God chose a man to do that. Society is already structured for God to use a man in a certain way. Adam was made first. and then Eve. Eve was made for Adam. And so, like, why do we get that now? It's okay if you don't. It's okay if you don't believe that and you're not rocking with that. That's totally fine. But that's my belief system. However, America is not perfect. And if a woman is good enough to lead and she exudes leadership skills, then I'd vote for a woman that can lead before I vote for a man that can't lead. And I think 99% of people in America believe that. Y'all just ain't putting up good women. Clinton was a crook. And Kamala, she had zero value. Y'all should have put a real woman in there. Maybe y'all had a chance. They said the same thing that's about black folks. Well, they ain't afraid to put a black person in the White House. And y'all picked the smoothest black man to ever live, Obama. That's how he got in there. So people ain't afraid of it. Just put a good candidate up. The women run everything. There's women in the Supreme Court. Donald Trump just put the first female, what was it? White House Chief of Staff. The White House Chief of Staff, the first female in history. But he's a misogynist. He did that before any of you Democrats. There's a lot of women in positions of power and senators and mayors and governors and police chiefs. And what are y'all saying, bro? Y'all tripping. 2 more super chats, and then I got some stuff to show you guys real quick, and I got to get to the rodeo. My wife, she going to be mad at me. Let's see. Adam H., thanks so much. I appreciate your point of view during the entire election cycle. It's been very entertaining and informative. Have you ever thought about going on a PBD podcast? Yeah, I thought about PBD podcast. They invited me one time, but I don't think PBD has invited me to his podcast. He want me to go on these little side ones and new ones that they create. I'm like, bro, I'm compelling enough to go on PBD podcast. So what y'all should do if you follow PBD, write in the comment section, say y'all need to have B Tatum on there. I don't need to be on some. My podcast is good enough, but I would like to partner with people that are doing good things. And if they want a person that can add value, then I can add value. Let's see, John O'Rourke, thanks so much. From the officer's perspective, should Trump pardon Hunter Biden? It could be unifying within the country and maybe put a stop to going after political opponents. No. I think it's a good gesture, but I think no. I don't think he should pardon anybody. I think these people need to be held accountable like you and I would be. And he needs to hold everybody accountable, because what's going to happen is as soon as he get out of office, they're going to come after him again and try to put him in jail. So he needs to just follow the law. If they broke the law, let them have it. If Hunter Biden didn't break the law, then let him free. Okay, one more thing. My wife is calling me. Okay, this has nothing to do with race. This has to do with people being fed up and what is going on in the country, and criminals having more rights than the people who pay taxes. 1,000%. That's a good one to end on. Let me put this out real quick so you guys can see. You can go on and get some merch today. It's POTUS 30. Get 30% off the entire store. The shirt that I'm wearing right now is our victory shirt. We also have another victory shirt like this, which is our best seller, and then this is our second best fan favorite. But we got Make America Great Again. We got a little scoreboard shirt, and we also got Not Tired of Winning, which is pretty significant. And this comes in different colors. This one comes in black and in red. We got some other fan favorites. The Trump Vance one is people love that one. And let's go to T-Force. My new product, Synergy, is the company that I founded like 3 years ago, and hundreds of thousands of dollars of money put into this company. We finally got some stuff rolling. We got our T-Force that's coming, I think in about 10 days, we'll have T-Force stocked and ready to go. And we'll have our Synergy drink is coming soon as well. It's a day and a night drink, healthy, natural, the best ingredients we could find, the best product on the market. It's a day drink and a night drink. So you got the day drink for energy, night for sleep. It's total energy. Nobody's doing this but us, and we got you covered. If you go on to synergylife.com, you can go on to buy now, and then because we don't have a product in yet, go to notify me when made available, and hit the notify me button, which is right behind me, up top or whatever. You can't see it, but notify me made available. I want everybody that's interested to get on the list, because as soon as we have it in stock, we don't have a lot in our first batch, it's going to be gone. And if you want it, this is our testosterone supplement, and we're going to have plenty of supplements and merch and everything. I'm so excited about this because this is 3 years in the making. It's been stressful, but thank God it's come to fruition. But if you want it, get your name on the email list. And as soon as the product is in stock, it's going to notify you and send you a message. And we can send this thing out within 24 hours because we have the bottles ready to go. We're not making it nothing. It's going to be ready to go. We're going to put it in the box. We're going to send it to you. So just be prepared for that. God bless you guys. Thank y'all for watching the show. We're going to try to do this more often. I'll see you over the weekend. And I think it's Happy Veterans Day on Monday if you don't see me. I love you guys. I'm out.